Good morning everyone. This video is hopefully going to be a life-changing kind of vlog. It's not really something I want to vlog and I feel like talking about and doing right now, but I know that this is a big chapter of my life that hopefully gets to come to an end. You might be sitting there thinking like, Rosie, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. However, got a bit of a dodgy ticker and I have done for 5 years. It's also one of them things that, like, if you've seen me have an episode, I've probably gone to you more for help because I'd rather that than go to somebody who doesn't know how to help us. I wouldn't ever kind of go into the symptoms I've suffered with my heart condition. I've kind of got 3 different heart conditions going on that all kind of trigger each other. And then the procedure I'm having done, they've got to put wires through catheter, up my groin, into my heart, find out where my extra heartbeats are coming from, some sort of electrical impulse. I did that. And they've got to try and burn it if they find it. But there's also the chance that they're going to shove all these wires up us and wiggle around inside me little body and they don't find it. So this could all be pointless and I will be distraught. They're going to try and put the extra heartbeats in and try trigger an episode so that they can catch it and see where in my heart it's coming from. If that doesn't work, they're gonna give us some adrenaline and try and trigger it that way, but then that's all they can do, and if it doesn't happen, I'll have to have it done again. No. I also have to be awake for the operation. I'm also not allowed anyone on the ward at all. I'm not being funny, but I am the worst patient in the world. Like, genuinely, when I get to the hospital tomorrow, I'm gonna have to give them an ultimatum. I'm gonna have to say, like, somebody's gonna have to be with us before I go down because I'm not going to do it. Like, I actually promise you now, I can't go down on a ward on my own with me little overnight bag just in case. With all this machinery, I can't do that on my own. Like, a very big wuss. And I'm not ashamed to say I am a wuss. I can't even look at a doctor, let alone anything could be done to us. So there's no chance they're getting me onto that ward on my own. What sort of idiot comes up with an idea like that, though? Like, risk of infection was before the operation. I'd have been with them people beforehand anyway. And my brother had that operation done, but he was on paediatrics. So he was allowed someone there. So what difference does the infection rate make for a children's ward versus an adult? It makes 0 sense. I'm absolutely raging. I sat there after I'd signed all my life away. Like, if I die in this operation, it's totally fine. Whatever, sign me little papers. Then they decided to tell us nobody was allowed with us. And I was like, stop pulling me leg. This is like the biggest thing I've ever had to do in my life. It's just insane to think how much my life can change if it works. How much it could change if it doesn't. It's also a weird feeling. Like, I feel a little bit happy sad that this chapter could be coming to an end. And I don't really know how to feel about it because this is all I've kind of known for the last few years. At the minute, I don't really know a life without it. I'm getting emotional. I didn't actually think I'd get emotional, but like, how crazy it'll be to go to work for a full month and be totally perfectly normal and go to work to just do work and not need help and not need tablets and be able to play cricket without finishing batting, looking like a corpse and feeling like a corpse and constantly making sure my Apple Watch is charged so I can check where my heart rate is. But I've kind of just learned how to ride the waves of it, and I do think I handle it quite well because you've got to really, like, be stuck with it. And when a doctor's telling you you're just anxious when you're suffering all these things, you do just have to get on with it until somebody listens. And my advice to anyone would be, if there's something wrong with your body and it doesn't feel right and you know it's not right, push. Get a different doctor. See someone else. Move doctors. Because at the end of the day, you've already been left with a short straw because you're suffering. You've been palmed off. Kind of saddens us really, because I think even though the NHS is overstretched, and I know a lot of people who work in the NHS and I'm grateful for everyone that does, but there's a handful of doctors who I would say, even if the NHS was fully funded, not overstretched, there are a lot of doctors out there that would still be the same because of purely who they kind of are as a person. There's a lot of doctors I've come across who just don't care. But that's kind of the lowdown on what's happening. I've just give you a little snippet of my story. I got made to leave school early. I got promised the world. I would have phone calls from my head of year every day. I'd have all the support in the world. Nobody rang once. had one of my favourite teachers come out and do my exams with us on the couch. And instead of running to the toilet quickly, making sure I've got my protractors, my pens, my pencils, I was sitting in the house making sure the sitting room looked tidy for my teacher to come in and do my exam with us. Like, this is a big chapter of my life that's hopefully going to stop. And although I don't feel like recording and talking about it, it's something I'll always have the privilege of being able to look back on. Oh, but here goes nothing, I suppose. So I'm in hospital. I had a big enough meltdown for them to let Tyler stay. I was like, I'm not doing it, I can't do it. And then they're like, fine, he can stay. And I was like, yes. Still can't do it though, I'm petrified. They gave us a diazepam to try and calm my nerves. And I've tried a nap because it made us tired. But the racket, who's napping in that, please? Not me. Absolutely horrific. I've got a wifey snoring, I've got everyone just shouting at the top of the voice, banging, clapping. But I need a wee, so great. My little humble abode house.
No, you can just sit there. Don't come out. Okay? So already sleeping.
I sat there and keeled over, like that. I don't know how much I actually vlogged yesterday. Obviously it was quite chaotic, but I went down for the operation. I did it. It's all fixed. I just remember lying there on the table, looking at the door and the reflection of the window, and I was just thinking, like, I'm doing it. Like, I'm lying here right now doing it, and I never thought I would. You know, it all went really well. The leg bit was the most painful. Like, my leg's in so much pain today. But it was like they were controlling my heartbeat and my heart wasn't beating on its own. And then halfway through he came over, he was like, Rosie, we're halfway there but we haven't found anything. But he was saying that was good news, but I was just like, it's not really, because I know that there's something wrong. And I'm not going through all of this for you to say, like, you haven't found anything and just close us up. So I was lying there stressed and I was like, for God's sake. The second thing that they try is they give you adrenaline. I don't know if I've mentioned all this, but then as soon as they gave us the adrenaline, my heart rate went to like 240. And they caught it, and it turns out I had a SVT double block junction. It all went really well. I spent ages in recovery because I ended up having loads of like funny moments, like my GCS and stuff. They were just same as all over the shop, so I had to spend longer in there. I just kept passing out, and I was just like, all the surgeons were like, Rosie, stay with us, keep your eyes open, and I was just like, huh? I hadn't eaten at all day at this point, and I had only had a sip of a sugary drink. And then I got discharged. I got to reception, collapsed. Out of all the times I've ever had an episode with my heart, it's never ever felt like that. That was so weird. Like, my life flashed before my eyes. And then I just remember opening my eyes and there was this doctor on the phone looking really serious. And then there was doctors everywhere holding my head, do you know where you are? And I was just like, what the hell is going on here? And I was like, I need to get on the floor, because I passed out sitting up on the seat. And I was like, I need to get on the floor, I need to flatten myself out. And I had my coat on because I was ready to go outside. I was like, get this coat off. And then whenever I'm sweating, like if I'm in the hot country or I'm at work, I don't ever like sweat. I just feel really hot. And maybe my armpits might get a bit sweaty, but you could never see me physically sweating. But literally, it was like water was spraying out my face. I could feel it. My paws were just drenched. My hands were soaking. I was like, get this coat off. And then they brought all the machines down and wheelchairs. And I was like, what the hell's going on? I'm not staying in hospital. I'm not going back up. Lo and behold, I had to go back up and have a transfusion. And the doctors were like, we really want you to stay overnight. And I was like, I really don't want to, so I'm going home. So I came home. But I think they said it was just vasovagal. My blood pressure was all fine though. But, and then like lack of food, they did like my glucose check and it was 5.4. I don't know what it's supposed to be. I know a lot of medical stuff, but I don't know blood sugars. That confuses. But I survived. I live to tell the story and I'm sitting on the couch. But I thought I'd do a final little update for the video before I finished it, but I'm currently 6 days post-operation and I'm feeling so much better. Like, it's actually insane how, like, I genuinely don't even know how to describe it when I say, when I lie in bed and I feel my heart beating, it feels totally different. Like, as if, like, do you know, like, this, when you think of a heartbeat, it's like, boom, boom, boom. My heart, like, never did that. It was always different. It was always, like, boom, 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 boom. Like, it wasn't ever, like, boom, boom. Boom. And like I can feel it beating properly, like what you think a heart would beat like, and it's actually just insane. It was that my heart beats normal now, and like I can feel my actual heart beating properly, and it's just an insane feeling compared to what I was used to. Hi, me in the reflection. Some symptoms I'm still struggling with, but obviously that was to be expected. I was actually expecting my heart fluttering and stuff to carry on more than my symptoms, but it's been the other way around, but I can deal with that. It's been subsided a lot compared to what it was. Like, I had a bath and a cup of tea last night and this morning and I'm not suffering. Whereas before that would knock me out. I need to have a nap and know what I'm like after a nap, because naps used to be the worst thing for my heart, which was crazy. I just want to give advice that if you're struggling, get help. If you know something's not right, get help, because there's help there. Like, it took me 5 years to have something that makes us feel totally better. Eventually I won't have to be on medication anymore. The GP was like, take these beta blockers. Beta blockers didn't work for a start, and second of all, they would have been lifelong probably medication. But I had this procedure done and now I can eventually come off the beta blockers, and now I don't have to be on a tablet for the rest of my life. When I sit at work and I have wellbeing meetings about my heart condition and how I'm getting along, I don't have to sit there, and one of the questions in the wellbeing meetings is, how long are you expected to have the condition for? I can now eventually say it in 4 weeks, it's expected to stop. Like, and I have a timestamp put on that when it was something I was so uncertain of, is life changing, and it actually is. And I just think, oh, I felt so crap at the beginning of the video and I didn't want to talk about it, and I didn't want to vlog because I was so scared that the operation was coming up. I didn't want to talk about it. I'm now well enough that I'm grateful that I sat there and with me cup of tea that other day and I was depressed and I was talking about it and how it affected my life. I'm glad I sat there and said, because now I get to sit there on the other side and say, like, look, I actually did it. Look how scared I was. I didn't even want to talk about it. But now I've got this video of me doing something so life-changing, and I'm so grateful that I pushed and went through with it. But, oh, it's just such a proud moment. And, like, even I lie there in bed and feel my heart beat normal, how a normal person's heart would beat, that in itself is just insane. It's hard to fathom how exhausting it was, just my heart not beating in the right rhythm. But anyway, like, it's just such a positive outcome, and I can't wait for like 4 weeks time where I'm completely healed. Like, the anxieties of the operation and also the doctors telling us it was just anxiety, and pushing through them two things alone to then go through the operation and I'll be on the other side. I'm a bit of a broken record right now, and I'm like in my new era of life. I'm applying to do better things at work. I'm about to pass my driving test. I just think things are going to get better from now, and I just can't wait for this new era of Rosie where she can be healthy and she can live her best life. But I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video and coming along to a very life-changing video for me. It's something I'll forever be grateful to look back on, and I'll forever be grateful for the people that helped us through this circumstance and the circumstance that came around having the heart condition. But yeah, I'm just so grateful, and I just can't wait for this new era of life. Thanks so much for watching. See you in my next vlog. Bye.